In today's episode of the podcast, I hosted Tom Hickman, who in 2017 decided to run across Bali to support the Bali Children Foundation, raising an amazing $10,000. This was the catalyst to what we now know as the Bali Hope Ultra, a truly life-changing week that combines running and philanthropy. The Bali Hope Ultra is not just a regular ultramarathon race. It brings together passionate runners from around the world who aim to use their running to make a difference by fundraising for the Bali Children Foundation, a charity dedicated to providing education for disadvantaged Balinese children. Since the inaugural Bali Hope Ultra in 2018, through the hard work of runners, donors, and all involved, nearly $1 million Australian dollars has been fundraised for this cause. The 2023 Bali Hope Ultra took place overnight on Saturday, and it was a tremendous success. It was a different experience for me. I didn't race this year, but instead I was a support runner, helping all of the Bali Hope runners cross the finish line. At First 42K, we coached 6 runners for the event, and it was incredible to see them run the race so strong and, most importantly, with a smile on their face. Join me as we delve into Tom's inspiring story and explore the life-changing event that is the Bali Hope Ultra. Welcome back to the First 42K podcast, and today I'm honoured to have the founder of the Bali Hope Ultra, Tom Hickman. Welcome.
So good to be here, Sean. Yeah, big huge fan of yours and the community you built, and pleasure to have you here this week.
Yeah, mate, it's been awesome. We are currently recording this episode at the Alila in Seminyak, and it's on the closing day of the Bali Hope Ultra 2023. Massive honour of mine to come back. I first raced this event in 2019, and it was a special one. I think such a life-changing event that, you know, so many close friends of mine now from that event that I really do consider family. And I know that a lot of people throw that word around with the Bali Hope Ultra, but it's the truth, and it's a real credit to what you've created.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, I'm getting the goosebumps again. It's like goosebumps 8 times a day all week. And yeah, I mean, I think back to when you came in 2019, 4 years ago, younger guy, earlier stage in your running career, you'd just done the 1550. You laid out this incredible run that I'll never forget. Took the course record, crossed the line first, were just a magic person all week, and then have you back with all you've done since, the Cairns to Melbourne, 200k the other week, just with your new business and your plans for next year. It's been fascinating to see your journey, and coming back this time, having coached 6 of the runners, they all smashed it. But also just bringing the next version of yourself to the week, it's just been amazing to see, because what you've done in all areas of your life has been beautiful. So honour for me, and yeah, like you said, it does feel like family, and that was always been the intention, to just create a really human experience of impact, changing lives, and just bringing all kind of different levels of running together for something pretty extraordinary. And that overnight double marathon across Bali is a wild night in lots of ways. Beautiful and kind of crazy, but I wouldn't change it. And it's funny, at the end of the week, you're just trying to process all the different experiences everyone's had, and the feedback has been amazing. But
yeah, that's what I love. I think last night we have the closing ceremony dinner, and you hear stories that you just didn't know about, because there was 25 runners or 26 runners out there, and they've all got their own stories, because some of them were running alone, some of them were running with friends, and one of them I was just absolutely in awe of. I couldn't believe it. Ali and Brendan ran for 90 minutes with a Balinese dog.
Yeah, extraordinary. So they get picked up, they come through a market by Sese, which is probably 12k from the finish, something like that, and this dog picked them up and just ran with them all the way home. And then the back end of the story is, one of the crew runs a dog sanctuary. She took a picture of the dog because she realised it was lost, put it on her Facebook, and they found the owner of the dog, who's flown back from Aussie, because the dog's actually based in Ubud, so we're taking the dog back to Ubud. So it's been life-changing for humans and dogs this year.
Amazing. So, mate, how did it all begin? I mean, now we've just written the 4th chapter of the Bali Hope Ultra. It kicked off in 2018, the first official Bali Hope Ultra event. We said I did it in 2019, that was chapter 2. Then there was obviously COVID, which affected the entire world and put a bit of the Bali Hope Ultra on a standstill. And then it's been back twice since last year and now this year. But how did it all start? I mean, it's an extraordinary story.
Yeah, it's been a huge amount of magic and kind of serendipity in how it got going. But on a personal level, I came to Bali post divorce, and so challenging period of my life, and I got back into my running as a way out of a kind of personal hole, and did a run from Ubud to Canggu to help a guy who raised money for a guy breaking his neck with no medical insurance. And on the back of that run, which was actually 6 years ago to the day on Sunday when you finished the fourth ultra, Bali Hope Ultra. So yeah, did this 30k run from Ubud to Canggu overnight, finished at Old Man's, and then I had this kind of crazy idea that I found 30k quite easy. So hang on, 84 can't be that hard. So I had this moment. Okay, let's try and run across Bali. I got into making a difference. It took me out of myself, out of my own kind of, I don't know, self-obsession or my own kind of angst. And so I gave myself 10 weeks to train to run across Bali. I whacked it on Facebook that I was going to do it, which is kind of cool because once you've done that, you're kind of accountable. So gave myself some accountability, set myself a target to raise 10,000 Aussie for Bali Children Foundation. So I had a real clear why, both internally to change my own life, but also help kids on Bali, because expats here have a really good time, and it's a pleasure to be able to give back. So gave myself 10 weeks to train, pretty naive. Did a 50k ultra as part of the training around West Bali, and then set off on the run solo, and that's a whole nother story in itself. But it came out of like a desire to make a difference, do something human, and so the DNA of the event is to take myself to the next level, make a difference, and that's now been pretty much replicated in everyone who comes. Everyone's obviously wants to do a great physical, mental challenge, but there's also most people have got a story of change and self-improvement and helping other people. And when you help other people, I just found it takes me away from my own kind of looking at my own stuff. It just helps me think bigger, and so it's been beautiful to see it come back. 3.5 years break for COVID, which is so it's been beautiful to bring it back. And we did September last year, now we've got May this year, so I'm over the moon. Overwhelming. It's an overwhelming week, isn't it? So many emotions, so many different experiences, and obviously you had your first 42k runners like who you coach, so beautiful to have that going on as well, all their journeys. Yeah,
it was such a high, I think, all week. I'm still living it. I'm sure you are right now. I mean, it's only Tuesday, it's only just finished today, but in saying that, it's a week that you think about for so many months and years to come. Like, as I said, I'm still thinking about it from 2019. It was one of the best weeks of my life, and that's why it's so good to come back in a different capacity. And that was the big thing for me. I just said I want to make sure that I run some kilometres with every single runner.
Tell me more about your night, because I was crewing at the front of the course, and you had a pretty wild night.
Yeah, it was great. I started at 5:30 p.m. So for those who don't know how the Bali Hope Ultra works, which I think is amazing because it does then account for every runner depending on your background, your experience, and that sort of thing. So there's a 5:30 p.m. wave, a 7:30 p.m. wave, and a 9:30 p.m. wave. And I started with the 5:30 crew, which was a different experience for me already, because when I raced it last time, I was in the last wave. And so we were out there. It was beautiful at sunset. It was pretty hot. But I was out there running up the hill and running down the hill. And so for me, I still wanted to make sure that I ran across the entire island on my own 2 feet. That was my commitment to myself. But if it meant that I had to turn around a lot of the time and run backwards to get the crew.
You ran with every runner.
I ran with every single runner, yeah, pretty much, except Alex. I mean, I'll still say I did, but it was 5 seconds. When I caught him, because he was in the final wave, so he started 4 hours after me. And he was probably 52 Ks in, and I was 75 Ks in. And he was running 4:30 splits.
Wow.
And I couldn't go with him. So that 5-10 seconds, I was like, I'm trying to run with you. Oh, shit, I can't.
He dropped you.
See ya.
He dropped Sean Bell.
He dropped me.
He can put that on his accountability mirror or something.
Yes, but outside of Alex, yeah, absolutely, and ran with every single runner. And
that was your goal. That was your intention.
That was the goal. And I think seeing how much it meant to the runners, because sometimes definitely I got them when they're in a good patch, and it was just a nice to have me there. We were able to have a conversation, but then there was definitely times as well where they didn't want to talk to me, and I was like, all right, this is a great time to be with you because I can see you're in a hole right now. Often that's the biggest sign in an ultra. If you go really quiet, you're in the hurt locker. So that happened with a few runners, and to be able to just be by their side and help them through that, especially the first timers, it was such a great experience. So I started at 5:30 p.m. and got in just before 8:30 a.m. So it's about 14 hours, 52 minutes.
14 hours, and then so nearly 15 hours, and you did, how long did you run?
Yeah, around 106 kilometres. So
what a Sean Bell's training runs there, just Saturday night 100k, just to helping other people. I saw you coming out of your room ready for the 5:30 crew, and it's like working out, like seeing a Porsche come out of the garage. You were fired up, ready to go, revving the engine. It was really cool to see, and I saw. Yeah, because I was on the bike on the hill, and I just checked on Stephanie, who was struggling a bit, and then I saw you running back down the hill to help her out, and that was really beautiful. And she got over the line. Everyone finished great, and I mean, we could talk about that run for hours, couldn't we? Joe Rogan style. We had DJ there as well. So your first 42k co-founder. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, DJ back for his 4th Bali Hope Ultra. We know how much this event means to him, and yeah, it was special. I ran a little bit with DJ.
Did you? Of course.
Yeah, I've run with every runner. Yeah. So definitely spent some time with DJ, but he was out there with Craig and Andre, who are also, long-time friends of Jace, Coach Jace. So that was pretty special for him to spend that time with them and to help Craig over the finish line as well. They were out there for, I think, 16 hours, so another hour on top of me. Just a remarkable event. As you said, we could talk about it forever. But I do want to go back, because you mentioned the 30k, but there's one more story there in leading up to running across the island, which I know you still want to tick off that 84k's across Bali, and we're going to make sure you do.
One day.
Even if it means I'm coaching you, we will get it done. But what happened after that 30k run when you raised funds for the guy with the neck injury?
Oh, so in terms of my first attempt?
Yeah, so after that attempt, you then did another attempt.
So, the 84.
Yeah.
So this is a funny story, which I don't expect you to believe, but is so I start off. I Google Map 84k across Bali to finish at Old Man to find a starting point, which is a bit different than the official one we do now. So I set off solo, 5:30 roughly. So actually, it was really similar to what we do now, but I was going solo with one support car with a driver and 2 or 3 Indonesian nurses as safety, and it was massive naivety on my part. I'd done the 50k, which is an organised ultra, but this is a solo attempt, and on hindsight you just realise how unprepared I was. But the interesting part was I got to the top of the hill, was on my own, 1 o'clock, middle of the night, top of Bali, empty, deserted, no cars, no humans, just kind of beautiful but eerie and lonely. And my IT band's playing up. I stop, take my shoes off, want to stretch out and try and kind of recover a bit, and just go to the top of the hill. Okay, 50k to go. Take my shoes off, put them by the support car, go away 20 meters to sit and have a drink and some food and massage, and try and massage out my knee. Go back to the car. 10 minutes later, there's only one shoe, and very surreal. You're like, hang on, this can't be happening. I must have put it somewhere. Empty out the boot, search everywhere all over the car. There's no shoe. Me and the nurses, the driver, get torches out, start looking for the shoe. There's only one shoe. There I am. I've got a whole finish. The charity partner, Mark Barry's organised a big finish line set up with cameras and people with signs. I'm like, hang on, I've only got one shoe. I've got to be there at the finish. So can't find the shoe. The only option available to me is to borrow one of the shoes of the nurses, and the closest size I could get I'm a size 9. There was a size 7 for one of the female nurses. So I basically asked her to take one of her shoes off, use the nurse's scissors from the first aid kit to cut the toes out so my feet can fit in, and I trot off in odd shoes.
In odd shoes.
It was anyway. It was. I ended up having to be driven to the finish line, and I ran the last 5k. So it was kind of extraordinary. embarrassing, made a great impact with the fundraising, and it led to me to think, hang on, if a novice, naive ultra runner can raise 10 grand, let's get together 20 proper ultra runners and Born to Run star. I read the book Born to Run, amazing running book, really inspired me. So I found Samantha Gash, I'd heard her on Rich Roll. I thought, wow, she'd be amazing to get involved. Called her up. She said she'd love to help as an ambassador, and massive stroke of luck, she also knew David Jones, who this was built for. I mean, he's like totally, he's all about this, making a difference, helping people. So I got really lucky when I started thinking, let's make a proper event out of this, do it properly, and found Samantha, DJ, and then managed to find 11 other runners with them, and we did the first one in May 2018, the first official one. So it just feels like, I think for me it's a reminder of when you go with your gut and your heart instead of your kind of logic.
Yeah.
You normally come up with great decisions and great you start things that are very cool. If I'd logically thought about what I was doing, it didn't really make sense. It was like, who's going to want to do this? But I just kind of knew there was something in it, and I got really lucky. And there's that quote, isn't there, when you confidently walk in the direction of your dreams, things conspire to help you. And I really felt that, and I just met the most incredible people every year. There is a kind of family around it. I mean, it's a kind of, can be a bit of a cliche term, but it super feels like that.
Absolutely.
And then we've seen DJ back every year. About a third of the runners have come back. A lot of the runners come back to crew. We've raised over nearly $1 million Australian dollars now for Bali Children Foundation since 2017, which is, I could never have dreamt of that.
Yeah, it's extraordinary.
So yeah, I feel super lucky. I mean, it's a lot of hard work producing the event, finding the runners, but I think back to the hole I was in when I went for my first 6K run to train for the 30. I'm like, God, if I hadn't done that and I'd done something, gone to the pub or something, or just gone down that road, it's like there's decision points in your life, and I got really lucky. I made a good call that set me on a different trajectory. So
I remember you telling me that it was like I could either grab my shoes and go for a run, or I could head to the pub.
Yeah,
and it was just one or the other. And
yeah, I'd just been dumped by my girlfriend, and it was just that kind of low self-esteem moment, feeling really empty, and I had this choice, like go to the pub, watch the footy, smoke a few Marlboros, have a cold bintang, or put my running shoes on, and I made the right call, and it's taken my life in a whole different way. And so fortunate to meet all these other people who then go on to have similar experiences, and everyone inspires each other, and it's super lucky.
So how soon after that event, running with the odd shoes and hopping in the car and then running that last bit and finishing it off and raising 10k for BCF, which is incredible, how soon after that did the wheels start turning in motion to planning the event? Was it something that you thought of during your run, or
it was coming to me? I was just thinking, as I was struggling on the run, I'm like, hang on, I need some proper runs to do this.
Yeah, okay.
Because so pretty soon, I think I put the website up. So that first attempt was August the 21st, 2017. I think I got the website up late September 2017. So I was like, and I was just on it. I was like, this is happening. And you just, you get momentum, you get the website up, you get the Instagram account, and it just took on a life of its own. I was so ready for something with meaning and purpose, and I love it. I need to have a job that has got a mission and a purpose to it, and I found it, and I was like, this is what I really want to do. And obviously, like any event, it takes 2 or 3 iterations before you get, how to execute it properly and get it commercially sustainable, because at the end of the day, you've got bills to pay. So and I just, like, even through COVID, it was like there's no possibility of it not happening again. It was just, I can't wait to do it again. And it's been amazing to bring it back and then get you back and DJ back, and all these new people come every year, and then that expands the community, expands the family. So, and
to have raised just short of 1 million Australian dollars, that must feel so special.
Yeah, it's surreal. It's totally surreal. And we're starting to see kids now who BCF have funded, who they funded 5 years ago, who've now come through, got great jobs here at the Alila, and so the family income goes from $60 a month to, maybe with the kid, their son who's grown up and has got a great job, he might earn $300 a month. So the whole family's income just and you do that 12, 15 times in a small community, it's just transformative. And we're starting to really see that in the villages we're supporting on the north of Bali, which are actually on the route, because you ran past the school. We visited the school on the Thursday, and you ran right past it.
Yeah, we did, and I've had a chat with all the runners post the race. Like, Impact Day just meant so much to all of them, meant a lot to me, and I think the fact that even you've had some runners sign up for 2024 before the race. So this is like, that signed up on the Thursday night. So the Bali Hope Ultra Week starts on the Wednesday and then finishes the following Tuesday with Impact Day on the Thursday. And so they go and have that experience at the school, see where the money through the hard work and fundraising that they've done, see where that money has truly gone and changing these kids' lives. And then they're like, I'm gonna do it all over again.
It was amazing. On Thursday night, I had Adrian sign up, and then his son signed up. I thought his dad had signed his son up for him, but no, his son did it without even telling his dad. And then Amy signed up before she'd even run, and then we've had Mitch sign up since, and Daniel and Mitch, the UK, have signed up again, and mind blowing, really.
That's incredible.
I mean, I'm not surprised because I know the experience they have, but it's such a nice affirmation of the event, and lovely to have people who've done it before coming back, because they bring a different and they bring a kind of really supportive energy, because they really know what it's all about. So,
and where do you see this event going? Like, where do you see the Bali Hope Ultra in 5 years from now?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, I think it's every event I want to make better than the last, so it's really exciting to feel it grow, but it's always trying to stay true to first principles of execute a beautiful experience for the runners who put in so much training, so much fundraising. It's not the cheapest week in Bali either, so that's staying true to that, and the DNA of the event's really important. And I'd like to make it a little bit bigger, because that means we get more fundraising for our charity partner. But so there'll be 40 places for next May, and then that's all I'm really focused on. I think it just evolves. And I think any organisation, you've got to stay true to the founding principles. If you deviate from that, it loses its soul. And there's so much soul in this event. There's so much kind of love in this event. But
I feel like 40 is a nice number as well, because you still have that intimacy. Like, I knew everyone's name by the Wednesday night. We all met on the Wednesday, and now, as I said, I feel like I have 25 more family members a week later, and I feel like that'd be the same with 40 people. So keeping it that nice, intimate group as well just really, really does build those lifelong friendships and make the week what it is. So, and there's an early bird sign up right now.
Yeah, there's an early bird sign up for the first 15 registrations. So there's probably, I think there's 8 or 9 left on that, and there's normally quite a lot of registrations in the few weeks after the event. So, but we've also got I think we'll have 2 father and son teams coming in May. I think DJ might come back with Campbell, and then Adrian's coming back with his son Noah, who crewed with him this time. So that's going to be beautiful, and make a few improvements to some of the logistics, and just all about creating the best platform for the runners and their family members who come and either run with them or crew, maximise the impact we have for BCF. And I mean, I can't wait already, but also it's kind of nice to decompress a little bit, take a breather, because Bali, it's like when you have a big project, it takes up, you kind of think about it all the time, and I need to get better at kind of switching off, maybe. Yeah,
definitely. Well, for those of you who want to learn more about Bali Hope Ultra, Bali Hope Ultra on Instagram would be the best place to go.
Correct.
And the vision of the week is just extraordinary. I think Kamang and his crew, the team, the content team, the creatives, exceptional. Like, and the way they were turning it around so quickly, just an incredible reel every single night. Like, we were like, this is amazing. And I know it meant a lot to the runners to see themselves in that content. And I think if you are thinking about signing up for this event, then definitely give it a go. It's not just Tom and I talking about it, but if you listen to the episode where we talked to the 6 first 42K runners and what it meant to them in competing in this event as well, it's just a truly life-changing event, and you've only got to see the vision to realize that yourself. So, Tommy, I can't believe that this is all unfolded from you. Making that decision to put on your runners. But it's incredible. I feel like I've used the word incredible 10 times through this episode, but it truly is. So, mate, Thanks so much again for having me back in 2023. It means so much, and I can't wait to see where the Bali Hope Ultra is in 5-10 years from now. It just keeps getting better and better. And next year I've got my run around Australia, so I won't be back, but I'll be following from afar, and I can't wait to get back another day in the future.
Always welcome, Johnny. You're part of the family. Thanks so much for everything you brought to the project since 2019, and huge having you here this week for us, so thanks a lot.
No, thank you, mate.
Thanks, man.
We hope that you love the podcast, and if you did, please leave a review and share it with others. Did you know that you can train with us at First 42K for as little as $9.95 per week? If you're looking to fall in love with running and achieve your first 5K, 10K, half marathon or marathon, unlock your 1-week free trial at first42k.com.au. I'd like to thank our partners at HGG Performance for providing the podcast space. HGG Performance manufactures strength and rehabilitation equipment, which is hugely beneficial for runners looking to improve performance and prevent injury. Use the code FIRST42K for 10% off their products. Until next time, live happy and run strong.